Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I am audible.
Yeah, you are audible, Zita.
Nimisha, thank you for conducting this webinar. Thank you, Tulsi. Thank you, Sanchayan, to be a part of this webinar. We hope that we will deliver an insightful session today. So, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Zartab Asad, and I lead Bentley practice at Arcans. So I will go through with the Arcans overview that who we are and what we do. So first of all, I would like to share my screen. Just give me a few seconds. It's about to appear in the screen.
We can see the screen.
Is my screen visible? Slides
Yeah,
are visible. So Arcans is basically our earlier name was Capricorn. We have recently transitioned from Capricorn to Arcans as Arcans Group has acquired WinZero Group. So Arcans is a French multinational company. Our global headquarter is in uh, Paris, and we have a global presence. We also have presence in America, ANZ, EME, and India. In India, we have multiple office. Our corporate and head office is in Bangalore. We have office in New Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. And in India, we have a 200 plus resources. So this is basically the data of the global resources, 200 plus technical resources, 600 plus technical resources globally. And we have a turnover of, as a Manure Group, 46 billion. These are our major focus industry: AEC, oil and gas, infrastructure, government, media and entertainment, education, and manufacturing. In infrastructure segment, especially, we are working very closely with our partner Bentley Systems for delivering the world-class infrastructure solutions to our client and helping them to achieve the goal of digital transformation through our technology. So Adani, TCE, Reliance, these are our few key customers. Siemens, A Systems, L&T Reality, and others. So these are our product portfolio. Bentley Systems is our global partner. In Bentley, we deals in digital twin, solution for road and rail, reality modeling, structural analysis, geotech, hydraulics and hydrology, which includes water gems, sewer gems, and other solutions like Hammer. And for CAD modeling and visualization, we have MicroStation. So this is the detail of B Smart core collection. So we also deal in services apart from software solutions. If you have any requirement for services, let's say modeling or any consulting work, we will be more than happy to work with you. So as I mentioned, apart from software portfolio, we also deals in consulting services, transformational services, think future framework. So we basically our goal is to cover the entire project life cycle of a project. Thank you very much. Now I would like to hand it over to Mr. Tulsi for the brief uh, overview session. Tulsi, over to you.
Thank you, Zardab. Just a second, let me share my screen.
Someone has raised the hand, so Nimisha, just Q&A.
Yeah, we'll just take the Q&A part at the end of the session, please.
Okay, okay, done. Thank you.
Uh, Nimisha, if you can check, I am not able to share my PPT.
Okay, allow me.
I sent a request.
Are you able to change?
Yes, yes. Now I can see that. Thank you so much. All right. Zardab, if you can see my screen, just let me know.
Yeah, Tulsi, it's very much visible.
Okay. So, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. We are super excited to have all of you over here today. And I like to share my sincere thanks to Arkan Groups and my colleague Sanchayan, who has joined me here. And thanks to Nimisha to arrange this smoothly. Finally, we are in the session going on. So, hope all of you are safe and sound with your family. And thanks again for joining this session. So, my name is Tulsi Bala, and I'm working as a senior solution consultant in Virtuosity, Bentley. And as I mentioned, along with me, I have my colleague Sanchayan, who is taking care of the support and solutions part, manager solutions. And we'll be going to this very much topic, which talks about the point clouds to GIS, from point clouds to GIS, a smart, you know, approach with MicroStation and ArcGIS. I'm sure many of you heard about MicroStation and ArcGIS. So how we have the integration, we are going to talk about. We are also going to talk about the advantages, and we like to have your questions along with that. So we'll take that one by one. Before we start and really jump to the topic, I have this opportunity to introduce Virtuosity, our new offering. So I'm sure that many of you are aware of our new offering, Virtuosity. But for those who have joined this kind of session for the first time, I take this opportunity to introduce it for a short. So we will see how exactly the Virtuosity, which is basically a 1 year subscription licenses offered by Bentley, and we will see how exactly the benefits and the expert trainings which is intact with this offering. So how you can leverage that, all we can see over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, Virtuosity is basically an internal division of Bentley System. It is basically a kind of new e-commerce website for Bentley System, which will, provide you and our users with a very easy way to purchase any Bentley products. You are coming up with your projects like MicroStation, Synchro, ProjectWise, Plaxis, OpenFlows, and the list goes on. So all these kind of softwares you must have heard somewhere before and were available only in perpetual license are now available as 1 year subscription. So, I mean, the scenario taken like you, if you are a owner of any company or you are run a small company or you are even a part of a big company, okay, this is a very handy purchase you can have anytime via Virtuosity subscription, which consists of practitioner license bundled with our expert services. So if you are, even a existing user and you are upcoming with a very short project, then this is a very, very handy options available now. So you can buy it quickly, and the licenses will be also given to you within very less time, and you are up running with the projects, and you have the softwares in hand, right? So this is how the website basically looks like. If you can see on the screen, this is what the Virtuosity website looks like. Okay, so you can type in, directly go into the browser and type in www.virtuosity.com. This screen appears in front of you, and you can then check the kind of product you are looking for from the drop down, and then you can take it to the cart, just like any e-commerce purchase like Amazon or Mintra or anything. You have to take those products to the cart, and then you will be asked for a payment option. You have to select the payment options, get the uh, you know uh, transaction done, and in some time then the licenses will be delivered to you. So this is very, very quick. Now I want to explain what you exactly get with this Virtuosity subscriptions. So you will be basically getting a 1 year annual subscription for all the softwares that you are opting for. Uh, all our licenses are basically a named user licenses. There is no longer a long-term investment required, since all of our licenses are yearly subscription. So you will not be paying any additional maintenance cost basically for the licenses or the perpetual licenses you used to buy earlier. Along with the product, you also had to go for a AMC component. So this is not like that. It will just ask you for a subscription, and the investment cost is upfront very, very less than a perpetual price. And during 1 year of subscription period, you will be also covered with the technical support assistance. Okay, you are also entitled to get any upgrades if at all coming within a year. You also get covered with that. And most importantly, as I said, you receive Virtuosity keys. So every software has got a different key options available. So Virtuosity is now a subscription, annual subscription, which is there with you. Along with that, we are still giving the perpetual old traditional licenses. So any of the options you're looking for, you can opt it. So now I like to explain you over here, like every Virtuosity subscription comes with keys which will help you to unlock expertise services like mentoring or on-demand courses or tailor-made training programs. Okay, so you can avail the keys as the way you want. Say, for example, you are already an expert in MicroStation, for example. So you need not have to utilize those keys for a basic training. You can save that key and then utilize it at the time of your problem statement. Like you are already into a project, and if you are stuck anywhere and you are looking for a solution, that time you can utilize these keys. And these keys are basically going to be one-on-one expertism, which will be taken care by Sanchayan and team. And that is what the good advantage of these kind of keys. So our product colleagues are the experts on this, and they will be coming to give you a specialized training or a customized training, however you opted for. So how long it takes? It really takes a very less time. Within 24 hours, you can have your subscription license delivered. So you must log into the Virtuosity portal, as I explained, order your software that you are looking for. Once the order is completed, then the payment options will be coming. You fulfill that, and our expert team will reach out to you for support and installation process. And you can anytime reach out to me or Zartab also. Okay, so we are again from the same ecosystem. So we are always there to help you out. So these are my, the team and other colleagues from the different zones in India. So we are taking care of east, west, north, south, and these are the following colleagues who are there to help you up as and when required. So that's it from my side. I conclude my uh, presentation and a short description about the Virtuosity offerings. Now, we can straightway jump to the topic today. And with that, I invite Sanchayan to take over and let's take it from here.
Yep. Thanks, Tulsi. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah. Audible,
Okay.
Sanchayan.
Okay, great. Guys, before we start, I would like to, share some poll questions for you guys. So, just the first question I'm going to launch right now for all of you is that have you used MicroStation before or not? So, we'll not take too much time. So we'll keep it like, 15 seconds. So anybody, if you have used MicroStation before, do let us know. This gives us an idea of who are our customers today. So thank you for all of you that have recently, answered this. So, okay, around 50 people have answered, and we can see that most of them have not used MicroStation before. Thank you for answering this. I'll quickly close this poll and we'll move on to the next poll. Uh, so the next question that I want to ask you guys is, what is the current role in your organization? So we have a couple of, uh, queries over here. It gets, it helps us to understand our customer better. It helps us to tailor our presentation as per our requirement. So thank you guys for answering. We have quite an engaging crowd today. So please do take the poll questions and do let us know who you are. Okay. Thank you all for answering. And we move on to another poll. And this one is very simple. Uh, it gives us an idea of what kind of projects you guys work on. So please let us know what kind of projects you work on. We really like to know exactly, our customers, what type of projects they are working and how they're working. So this really simplifies most of our queries. Okay. A lot of you have answered, and thank you all. And finally, I'll ask one more question before we start. I know this is a bit of a bother, but this is a very important question. So, like, have you used uh, uh, GIS before? So, okay, good. A lot of people have used GIS before, so we have an engaging crowd who have not used MicroStation today. So it will be a fun event. So thank you all for answering. And now I will quickly share my screen and then I'll start. So let me quickly share my screen. Guys, let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, visible.
Okay. Thank you all for joining. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sanchayan Chatterjee. I'm a manager for product success here in Bentley. So my primary job is to look after, building and CAD products in Virtuosity. So Tulsi has explained what is Virtuosity. So I mainly look after building products. So I look after MicroStation, open buildings, and I look after a simulation software called Legion as well. So if you are buying MicroStation and if you require any help on MicroStation later on or open buildings, it will be either with me or my colleagues who are handling these products. So today we are going to actually discuss about point clouds and to GIS, which is a smarter approach with MicroStation and ArcGIS. So let's look at the agenda for today. So today, the first thing that we are going to discuss is about photogrammetry and how photogrammetry is very, very important for you when you actually work with, point clouds and GIS information. The second point is we will be showing you how you work in point clouds with MicroStation. As MicroStation is a version agnostic application where you can use many different type of file types to actually work on a product. And then we'll be exploring the new geospatial workflow with MicroStation 2024, where you will be able to see the integration of geospatial context with ArcGIS. And I'll be showing you a little bit of an integration with the ArcGIS REST API feature in MicroStation. And finally, we'll be, ending it with a digital twin workflow, as digital twin is all the rage all over the world right now. So the first thing that we are going to look at is photogrammetry, a step toward digital twin. So we have noticed that gradually in infrastructure space, there is an increasing push to generate 3D outputs. And there is a huge interest in using cutting edge technologies like 3D reality models, point clouds, orthophotos. So here is where photogrammetry comes in. Now, photogrammetry is the use of photographs to create an engineering grade 3D representation of an object or site. Now, photogrammetry and its output are slowly becoming the norm, as they not only help create more information, but they also create rich models, which opens the door for creating a complete digital twin of our assets. We can have images from drone surveys, point clouds, handheld cameras, and much more to create a 3D representation of our infrastructure or the surrounding areas. So how exactly does photogrammetry works? So here is an example where this is a general workflow of the photogrammetry environment. So the first thing you do is you take photos. We have drone images that can be geotagged. Then we process the image in Bentley solution itself, which is called as iTwin Capture. And in iTwin Capture Modeler, that can actually create 3D reality meshes from all of the images that your drone has taken. You can create a 3D reality mesh. You can create a point cloud based on your requirement. And once this data is available to you, you can further edit and modify these outputs inside MicroStation or Descartes. Now, why I'm mentioning MicroStation and Descartes? So MicroStation is the main application. Descartes is a companion application. And if you're really working with point clouds and reality meshes, Descartes will be a lot helpful to you along with MicroStation. So let me show an example how. So this is the first example where you are seeing that if you are working with point clouds, how it will look like. Now you can leverage, capabilities of MicroStation and Descartes for advanced 3D modeling, cross-sectioning, break lining, 3D lines, ground extraction to quickly and efficiently model as-built condition and support the design process. You can better evaluate point cloud and produce more accurate engineering model as a result. This is another example where if you work with reality meshes, now you can use the 3D rich scalable reality model of the real world where you use photos like textured and automatically created from imagery, and you can convert them into a Bentley iTwin capture software. Now, MicroStation with Descartes enables fast and easy manipulation of meshes of any scale, as well as generation of cross sections, extraction, and ground and break lines. Here you can also use, orthophotos, 3D PDFs, and iModels. Now, here is another example where you're working with a scalable terrain model, or which is commonly known as STM. You will be able to leverage the new object type designed to provide high-speed display of the large digital terrain model. And finally, you can also visualize and manipulate and edit and raster data faster with MicroStation. So all of these things are available in a single application. So it makes life much more easier for everyone. So you can do all these four things together in one application. Now, the next thing is that you have to think about reality meshes of your project site or a point cloud or even a scalable terrain model. Now, they are extremely useful for your project and an amazing source of real world information. But it is important to transform this rich data into usable information for your project. In other words, you must consume this data. This is where MicroStation with Descartes comes. It maximizes the value of your reality data. So just, I am talking about Descartes a lot and MicroStation. Now, many of you may ask that what is Descartes and why are we speaking about this? So don't worry. So in MicroStation, you can actually incorporate Descartes. Now, Descartes is a companion application with MicroStation, and you can go to your configure icon in MicroStation and you can, turn on the companion feature. The one thing you have to note over here is that Descartes, if you use Descartes, it requires a separate license. So it will run on top of MicroStation, but for using Descartes, it requires a separate license. But why do we need the separate license, and how Descartes will be useful for you in point cloud data manipulation? That I'm going to show you right now. So this is an example that once you have installed MicroStation, you will have the workflow called reality modeling over here. Now from this icon, you can load or activate Bentley Descartes capabilities. But before doing that, let me go back to the drawing workflow and let's go to the attach tab. And in the attach tab, you will be able to see that I have everything, like everything in MicroStation without activating Descartes. I have group raster, I have point cloud data, I have option to incorporate reality meshes. So I have some of the tools to attach raster, for example, over here, I can attach several images like TIFFs and others over here very easily. So I do not have to worry about it. I can also edit them very usefully over here. So there is no problem. Similarly for point clouds, in plain MicroStation, I can attach a point cloud without any problem. You can see there are a lot of options of point cloud file types that I can take over here, and I can upload all of them. So incorporating point clouds as well as reality meshes is not at all a difficult thing to do in MicroStation. Now, without Descartes activation, I can perform some operation like raster elements and other things. However, if I now come to the reality modeling part, and if I load the Descartes application, you will be able to see that it will give you like an additional requirement that, additional license is required over here. Now, when I come over here, you will be able to see that a lot of information is available to me inside the reality modeling page. So you get additional information in top of the MicroStation features that is already there within MicroStation. So Descartes gives you a lot of information apart from MicroStation tools that are already there. So let's take a look at some of the examples. Now, here, the first thing that you will ask me that, okay, so what is point cloud? So you will see that, to put it briefly, it is just a 3D representation of a reality through individual points, and it is generally connected by laser scanners or any other sensors. For application in engineering design, construction planning, and quality control, to name a few, it has advantages that it can provide, as a good platform for survey format, such as being able to carry out inaccessible areas where there is no physical contact with the object, among others. Now, the benefit that point cloud provides is that it reduces site visit, it reduces rework, it reduces the time taken for design. Consequently, it reduces project risk. So it provides more accurate deliverables and in a much faster manner. Now let's see how point clouds can be enriched, segmented, classified, and combined with engineering models. So this is an example of a point cloud used for modeling a building. As we have seen, the point cloud is set of reality points collected through laser scanners, for example, and the points have some properties such as location in space through the XYZ coordinate, and it has like a color data in the form of RGB. Now, these are not elements of a model. So far, they are just points. Still, they can be used in different ways. Now, in this example, The point cloud serves as a basis for modeling the building in MicroStation. Now, after modeling, I can envelop walls. Here you can see that I'm enveloping a column, and I'm using this point to create a column, and then I can raise the column over here. So you can see that we can isolate point clouds to verify different modeled environments. And so I will, take you through more tools from where you can use point clouds. Now, this is another example where you can attach point clouds in MicroStation. Now, I'm going to start attaching a point cloud file. Now, over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a E57 format. Now, E57 format is an open format. So when I click on attach, MicroStation looks for a POD format, but it can attach all of these file formats, which are like industry standard, open, or proprietary formats. Now here I have a sample of point cloud E57 format, which I have downloaded from a website. Okay, so you can download point clouds from webs without any problem. Now MicroStation prompts me to choose some settings while I am importing this file. I'm going to say OK, and MicroStation asks me where I want to save the converted format, and a POD file is created automatically. Now I'm saving it in the same folder with the same name, and MicroStation does the conversion process. Now here is the point cloud attached to my DGN file. Now if I have a GCS defined to my DGN file, I can also define the GCS for my point cloud so that they are properly aligned with the real world location. Okay. Now I have chosen a random GCS over here, and from my point cloud, it is now georeferenced. Now I'm going to explain some ways to visualize and manipulate my point cloud. Now, when I have a point cloud attached to my DGN file, I can get here in this group called point cloud style in view attributes. Okay. Now in view attributes, I'll be able to see different things. So I can say, for example, I can choose, the RGB color to choose how I want to see the point cloud. And I can display in RGB color, in intensity points, by elevation, some other combination as well. Now, another way to explore and navigate through a point cloud is our visual explorer. For example, I can navigate a flashlight to easily identify points relative to my cursor. Now here is a set to display in green, which is forward in my cursor, and red, which is backward. And in blue, the points are on the plane of my cursor, is defined by transparency and thickness. Now, if I just choose the flashlight, and if I turn it on, and if I hover over the point cloud, you will be able to see that I can check all of the point cloud in a particular manner. So I turn it on, and you can see the red, green, blue, all of these are coming in as per required. So in this way, you can really check for all of the points in a point cloud as well. Now we are talking about how Descartes will help you over here. Now the first thing that Descartes offers is something called as Smart Snap tool. Now a Smart Snap tool is used to select key points such as lowest, highest, average, or median point along a user-defined path. For example, find a peak line along a road center line, or a place feature like edge of a pavement, break lines in terrain models, and so on. Now, this can be very useful when you're working with point clouds, because normal snap will not work in a good manner. So if you're using Smart Snap through Descartes, it will be helpful in a lot of manner. Now, there are other tools that you will get when you have Descartes installed on top of MicroStation. One of those tool name is called Drape Element tool. Now it is used to drape linear elements into reality model. This tool can be used to cut a section through a reality model for analysis or visualization purpose. So you can see this is a point cloud. I can use the Drape Element tool to just cut a section for them. Now there are other tools as well, like the pipe connection tool that creates a connection between two pipes. There is the elbow adjust tool, which changes the radius of the pipe elbow dynamically. The flip plane tool to extract planar surfaces to generate geometrics as it was set in the ACS. You can also use the fit cylinder tool to extract cylinder, shell, as well as the center line of the construction. You can choose the ground extraction tool, which is very important, like it extracts terrain and automatically classifies ground points. So it shows like a ground extraction example when we will be discussing further. And you can also use the colorize in the point cloud tool to overlap, raster attachments. And finally, you can choose the tile export tool to export the selected point cloud into a series of files according to defined set of arbitrary planar shapes. Now, considering all of this and Bentley Descartes, you will be able to see that while you're using MicroStation, you will be able to get all of these tools apart from the one that is highlighted. So with just plain MicroStation, you will be able to access all of the tools that are not highlighted. With MicroStation and Bentley Descartes tool, you will be able to access all of these tools. So the ones that are highlighted in blue are only available if you're using Descartes. Now you can see that this constitute a lot of important tools that will help you work faster in point clouds. Another example over here is that this chart shows the MicroStation capabilities of point clouds without Descartes activation. And on the right, you will be able to see that this is the expanded capabilities of Bentley Descartes, such as drape, snap, classification, editing, line, and ground extraction, if you're using them. Now, we are going to move into the geospatial workflow. Now, we have noticed that gradually in the infrastructure space, there is an increasing push to generate 3D outputs along with interests. So here, geospatial data actually comes into play. Now, geospatial data is related to location on Earth. Like we see in this figure over here, that there are two major type of data. One is vector data, another one is raster data. As example here, the vector layer is presented for, administrative boundaries represented by polygons, streets which are represented by lines, and parcels that are represented by polygons. For raster layer, land usage and elevation is represented by grids. So it is clear over here. Now, bringing a geospatial context refers to incorporating geographic information and spatial relationships into the design process. Now, this involves integrating data related to physical location and characterization of objects within design, often using GIS data or geospatial data. So, how important is geospatial location, or is it significant factor into your project? Here, we will talk about some pain points that our users have faced. So we have heard our users about their challenges and workaround to bring the geospatial context. It is difficult for a non-GIS MicroStation user to know what tool can access web geospatial context data. In previous releases of MicroStation, users needed to actually implement workarounds to view GIS data in their design application. Now we did several discovery calls with our customers and we have come up with a solution. We have heard our customers and understand that the geospatial context play a crucial role in many design workflow, and we have committed to help our customers integrate the data efficiently. We have therefore incorporated the geospatial workflow data, and in this data, you will be getting access to 4 different verticals. Now, what are these 4 different verticals? So this is the geospatial context workflow. As I've mentioned, you get 4 different verticals. The first one is known as geographic vertical, in which you will be able to assign coordinate system, display Bing maps. Now, Bing map data is generic and it's widely used by publics. You will also get access to ESRI ArcGIS feature service and the OGC web feature service. So over here, you will be able to view data. You will be able to edit data locally. You will be able to search data. Now, this vector data is published from either servers created by different organization, or data can be published from any open data or open access governmental organization. And finally, you get the raster services for which you can just view the data. So this raster data is also published from either servers created by different organizations, many of which are owner operators, or the data can be published from any open data or open access, governmental organization. Now, this is an example where GIS data is coming in different formats. And one of the most used is the ESRI file format. Now, MicroStation can directly reference this file coming from ESRI software and apply a symbology template to any of this particular file. Now, applying these templates will be very easy to identify the different kind of data referenced. Like there is data referenced called lakes, roads, parks, or state borders. Now, all of these are referenced in the business data attached to all of these entities and elements can be reviewed, selecting the element via Project Explorer. Now, another way to review the element properties is selecting the element directly on the model view, and the element will appear in the selected elements group, and all of the properties will appear in the properties window. The selection can be for a single element, it can be for a set of element, or even like a multiple selection is allowed. So if you need to review the properties of big selection group, you will get the information in the details dialog, which will show all of the data in a matrix format. Now you can use this data and you can export this data. All of these can be done. Now MicroStation is now able to also, export shape files. So shape files was very, very important before, while people were working with GIS. So previously MicroStation was only able to import uh, shape files, but now MicroStation can also export shape files. So interoperability through shape files can be done very easily. The import and export shape cases is now a direct integration, and it can be also integrated with ProjectWise. Another important update that has come in is the Bing Map UX enhancement. So adding Bing Map as a background map provides a visual representation of geographic content in which your design or data is located. The context is essential for understanding how your project interacts with your surroundings and how you locate your project in real world conditions. Now, Bing Map data can only be displayed in a model that has geographic coordinate system. So in this example, like if I do not have a GCS, I can go and quickly assign a GCS from my library. Now I have to have a GCS to actually view Bing Maps. So once I provide a GCS, I can then go into my Bing Map type and I can select the following options. So if I just want to view the road, you can see I can view them. If I want to change this, I want to see something else, I can totally do that. Now I have three different windows open over here. And now if I want to check all of these three, and I can choose if I want to change any of these, I can choose the target views that I want to change to, and I can just click on apply. Once I click on apply, you will be able to see that a different type of view in Bing Maps is easily available to me in MicroStation. Now, one important thing that you have to understand over here, that Bing Map, the maps that I am seeing right now, is opening directly inside the application. The same thing you will not find in any other map options. Like if you can use Google Map and Google Earth, but it will open up in a separate browser. And for Google Earth, you will need like a separate application of Google Earth altogether. But only Bing Map you can open directly inside the MicroStation application. Similarly, we will be talking about the new features that has come up. So most of us have worked with ESRI ArcGIS. So the ESRI REST feature service that has been provided in MicroStation provides access to vector representation of each feature stored on the server. Now, this is a direct integration of ESRI ArcGIS REST feature service, which actually saves time by avoiding to go through an intermediary format such as shapefiles. So previously, people used to use shapefiles to bring information directly from ESRI ArcGIS, but now you do not need to do that. Now, MicroStation feature service support allows the user to query the server and create copies of the feature in the active model. Now, if an entity is modified on the server, its local copy will not automatically be updated. It will be updated the next time the query tool is run by the user. So the elements are seen as read-only by MicroStation tools, and a special clear feature tool should be used to remove the queried features from the model. Now, to include any of these features in their design, the user must pick a copy that will be disconnected from the feature service. So let me show you an example of this. So here I'm connecting to the ESRI ArcGIS REST feature service to allow query features from the service and create a DGN representation of the feature in the active model. Now that the connection name is automatically initialized with the name of the ESRI feature service, the name can be edited by the user and the connection name is used in the level name and the item type library name. Now, when allowing the query feature tool, it only features the overlapping extent of the active views are created. And since the imported features have been placed on a directed level, it is possible to stop their display by deactivating the display of this particular level. So if I just deactivate, it will not be shown. Now, graphic attributes such as colors, line weights are also read from the server directly and can be used when creating DGN elements. And finally, all non-graphical information, like commonly called business properties, are also read and saved in item types that are linked to a DGN element. So all of these things can be done. So you do not have to go through the shapefile route anymore. You can query it directly from the server. Now, we have also incorporated the ESRI REST map service, which provides live imagery data that is displayed through the MicroStation engine. The data that is displayed comes from the map that has been defined in the ESRI environment and shared by their REST service. So this integration of ESRI ArcGIS map service in MicroStation makes it possible for users to display these maps as they were created and they are displayed in the raster manager. So here is another example of how the REST map feature works. So to support the ESRI REST map and image service, it allows you to dynamically display raster data from the ESRI web service. The data is displayed with raster manager and the MicroStation image service. Now, many ESRI map service allows the user to select the desired layers. In this case, we only select the layer which was Philadelphia Street Central Line. And since the ESRI map service data is displayed as an image through raster manager, it is possible for me to control the display through raster manager. For example, I do not want to display this particular data in a different view. I can definitely do that without any problem. Now, over here, you can also get the feature attribute information display at the cursor position. So you can get it directly from the ESRI ArcGIS map service with just one click. Previously, users did not have access to detailed information of features used to build in the raster representation of the map. Now you will get all benefit of ESRI map service over ESRI feature service without losing access to any feature attributes. Now, benefits include faster display and up-to-date information that you are getting. Other than that, you will be also able to define symbolization of element using element templates. Previously, symbolization of elements were defined by ESRI services, which would not always match with how a user want to actually feature his elements. So here MicroStation gives you full capability to actually use it as much as you require and use it in a way that you want to design. And it is also possible to actually select the spatial extent of the connection that can be used for querying or clearing geospatial features from the web feature service. Previously, it was only possible to query the extent of the active view, and the clear tool was deleting all the spatial features ever queried in the active model. So now you can just, create a boundary and you can run the feature service. So over here, you will be able to see that with the active view that is placed over here, I can, run the feature service. I can query the tool. I choose the active view and the name boundary. And once I have incorporated the name boundary, you will be able to see all the tools are running properly. So you can see everything is there within the fence has been deleted. Now, another thing comes into play is with the new geospatial context workflow, we are also providing support to OGC standards. So OGC is commonly known as Open Geospatial Consortium, and we find important to define what is OGC. OGC is an international standard organization that develops and promotes open standard for geospatial technologies. OGC is the leading international organization for coordinating standards related to geospatial information. Now, the new geospatial context workflow support OGC standard, and we find important to define that everything within the OGC is integrated into the new workflow. So OGC WMS, which is Web Maps Service, and WMTS, which is Web Map Tile Service, is integrated into the new workflow as well. So another thing that you will find important over here is the OGC web feature service integration. So MicroStation will now be able to connect and read only to the OGC web feature services. With this connection, user will be able to query the server and create DGN element using values of systematic properties. Now, this is an example where connecting to the OGC web feature service allows to query features from the service and create a DGN representation of the features in the active model. Now, these are the same tools that were used for connecting and manipulating ESRI feature and WFS services. It is the application that takes care of communicating with the server as it should, depending on the type of letter. Now, since WFS servers do not have a name specified in their capabilities, the automatically generated name for connection is taken from directly its URL. The user can give it a personalized name if he wishes or to simplify it, but the graphic attributes such as color should be changed. So like, let me change this from black to red. Now you can see all of these have changed automatically. So these are the things which was not there previously in MicroStation, and you can actually work with this in a very meaningful manner. Now, this is another example where GCS is very important. So you can see over here that in this system, I can assign a background map directly. Previously, I have mentioned this. I just want to view on view one, and I can go for the aerial view. And if I click on apply, you will be able to see that my project is based directly inside my Bing Maps. So you can actually reference your project and you can actually change it as per your requirement. You can attach the ArcGIS information like and you can choose which points you want to display, which plane you want to display, and you can choose how information from ArcGIS is affecting the building that you are designing. Now, obviously, this is the earthquake example. Now you have more examples over here that you can incorporate through the REST map image services. I just need to choose the service. I can save this and I can view this over here again. So you can see all of this data is coming directly from the ArcGIS service. Now, if I just paste the URL and the information, MicroStation is doing all of this. So you get all of this information directly and you can just connect of them, and MicroStation will incorporate all of these within the application. So you can able to filter out all of these from the items as well. So all of the items are presently visible on your screen, and you can choose different like hurricanes, floods, all of these things you can choose. You just have to select the particular view and the particular plane you want to view information, and based on that, all of the information will be available to you. Now, another important thing that MicroStation does is you can actually manage a geo-coordinated model showing aerial Bing maps of the region. Now, over here in this example, we have attached a high-quality reality mesh of Pesquera city. It's just going into the level display tool, and we can turn on the city mesh on top of the aerial map. Now, if I zoom close to the city, we can verify the high quality of mesh that is incorporated over here. And we can see different things, like on top of the mesh, we can see several DGN files showing roads, 3D models of houses. These can all be merged in an independent way or switch on and off as per you require in the screen. So you can see these are all references. If you want to view them, you can view them. If you want to move them, you can move them without any problem. Now, combining reality meshes, point clouds with 3D models, it's very useful methodology to work on new urban planning and city development, as this allows you to show together the current reality with future conditions. So you can see that over here, a new construction is supposed to happen, but you can incorporate that with existing reality as well as existing maps. So this gives you a very good context of design. Similarly, we have another information like collaboration is key topic for today's uh, age and projects. So with MicroStation, you get access to iTwin services that you can share data with the design desktop, Bentley iTwin services, and ProjectWise cloud services for effective collaboration of people, data, and project. Now, publishing an iTwin from MicroStation in the origin of the collaboration process. In this case, in this example, we are going to create a new I model for the gas station that is present over here. Once the I model is created, we can use the option to sync to iTwin. The first thing we can do is just create a name. Let me map this over here and click on next. Once the connection is done, I can just click on save and I can go and synchronize. Once I synchronize, I can change, I can create a new name version, I can provide a description as per my requirement, and I can click on synchronize. Once synchronization is done, you will be able to see changes happen in real time. So now if I click on go to iModel, I can go over here and you can see there are iModels that are getting found out. So this is the new iModel that we had created. I can open the iModel directly over here and it will sync directly to my iModel to the area that I have located. So the gas station is getting displayed onto the iModel and it will show you real world location. Now, if I want to integrate information, I can integrate information directly. Like these are the two models I have made it in MicroStation. This one I have made it in Open Building Designer and the last one on Open Road Designer. So you can collaborate across multiple Bentley ecosystems and you can integrate all of them together into one data. So that is all I wanted to share with you guys today. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Thank you. Guys, is there any question? I'm happy to answer. Guys, any questions? We have a couple of minutes, then we can discuss.
I could see three questions. I think we have taken this, right? Three Q&A, the last one. How different it.
Okay. Okay. So I have a question from Hardik. So how different is this from ArcGIS? So in ArcGIS, so GeoBIM is in ArcGIS. So with the new geospatial context, if you're working on MicroStation, you can directly integrate ArcGIS data inside MicroStation. So it is not actually difficult to work directly in MicroStation, because previously what you used to do, you have to go through an intermediary like a shapefile, and used to have to incorporate information from a intermediary file source. Now everything is directly integrated with the ESRI file format. So uh, that is why it is different. Okay, so I have another question. LiDAR data processing in MicroStation. So, good question, Ajay. So, LiDAR data processing is not done in MicroStation. So, we have, so Bentley has an application called iTwin Capture Modeler. I mentioned that to you in the workflow where, if you are taking in information, it has to go into iTwin Capture Modeler and it will process the data for you, and that data can be easily accessed in MicroStation. So LiDAR processing is not exactly done in MicroStation, but it requires iTwin Capture Modeler. We have another question where Hardik is asking, does context capture provide the same editing capabilities? Yes, Hardik, context capture provides the same editing capabilities. Now, people may not know this, but context capture, the name previously was context capture. Now it is known as iTwin Capture Modeler. So context capture definitely provides more editing capabilities there. You have to integrate, you have to work a little bit on the if you are surveying buildings and other things, you have to be a little bit careful about glasses. But other than that, like any reflecting surfaces like glasses or pond or something, that we have proper methodology to take data from there. But if it's just plain surfaces, you get a lot of editing options. We have another question. Can we integrate reality model and vectorize them to generate vector models? Yes, you can do that. That's absolutely possible, Satish. Ajay has another question, like any idea of nerve technology used in MicroStation like Luma AI? No, Ajay, we do not have like any integration of like any AI integration in MicroStation as of now. I cannot comment much on that. So
Sanjay, and we do have one more question from Mr. San.
yeah.
If we have patch in the ortho map, can MicroStation be useful? If yes, how it can help?
Uh, so orthomap can be useful because see, like what Bing Map is doing, it's actually showing you real world information directly on your screen. So if you have a patch in orthomap, then you can do the same. Like however, all the other maps are actually compatible with MicroStation. Like Google Map is also there in MicroStation. Google Earth is also there in MicroStation. The only disadvantages of that is that you have to open a separate browser. So for Google Map, it will open up in a separate browser. Google Earth has its own application. So from MicroStation, you can export the KML file format, and that KML file format will actually integrate onto your Google Earth application. So we have integration with only Bing Maps right now. So you can open it directly on your computer, but others can also be done. We have another question from Mr. Sunil Saini. Yes, MicroStation can do 2D drawings as well. Mr. Saini, MicroStation is not only a 3D application, but it can also do 2D drafting and 2D modeling. That is also done. So 3D is a big aspect in MicroStation, but it's primarily a drafting and modeling tool. So 2D can be done in MicroStation as well. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you for your questions. If you have any more question, please feel free to contact Team Arcans, and they can get in touch with us, and we can, sit with you guys directly for a demo or an opportunity where we can discuss more about your project, and maybe we can show you something that you are looking specifically on. So feel free to contact Team Arcans and we can connect later on. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
So I think with this, we can conclude the session today. Thank you everyone once again for joining, and we'll keep on coming with some new topics again. So stay tuned and stay in touch with us and Team Arcans as well. And I'll request Team Arcans to reach back to all the attendees who have attended today. Maybe they have some more questions we could not discuss today because of the short time. So thanks again, everyone. We'll be back again soon. Have a good day.
Thank you all. Have a good day, you too.